Here's the first one.
Is marriage a lost art?
How do you feel about that question?
Like marriage itself is not really a lost art. I think the effort and the servitude is a lost art. I think marriage, according to the definition of how it used to be, is drastically different from today. Like I said earlier, I think it's more of like a let me check my box type of thing. I think a lot of women are, you know, they desire weddings, but not necessarily marriage. And even men, if we're gonna be honest, a lot of men, you know, say, you know, yes or propose to the woman, but he doesn't necessarily want to be married, or he's not necessarily ready to be married. So now you have two people committing to something that neither of them have a real grasp or understanding of, and now it's like, okay, let's kind of figure this thing out together. And that's why so many of them crash and burn compared to, you know, back in the day. Again, it was a servitude thing, just like she said. Like I take pride in, you know, serving my man, and you know, men in that generation took pride in having families and my legacy and things of that nature. But you know, I think with a lot of people today is just literally a box to check off because society says this is the thing to do, not necessarily because I want to. And with that comes the lack of effort. So
and also speaking to the point, a lot of women get to the point where they want to have kids, but they don't want to take on the responsibility and the accountability of those children by themselves. So if I get married, then I'm sharing in that burden. Marriage will, in a way, guarantee me that he's going to be there. At least the expectation is that he's going to be there to take care of these children versus watching my mama, auntie, and cousins and them have children out of wedlock and that man is gone. So I don't want that stigma. I don't want that responsibility, but I'm ready to have my children. And so I'm going to go ahead and get married so that I can have my kids.
And I also think like a lot of times people aren't necessarily explaining what marriage really is. A lot of people paint marriage in this light as if it's like a Disney movie. You know, you find somebody you're compatible with, and you know y'all agree. You know, the sex is good. You know, y'all like each other. Y'all like going on dates, and then boom, y'all good to go. Now you found somebody compatible, but they don't let them know about the changes that come with marriage, whether it's mentally and physically, and you know, just desires. Things that worked on day one may not work 10 years, 15 years down the line. They don't let them know, hey, marriage is work. Every day work. Like it's literally a decision. Y'all wake up and choose each other every day. Like it's real work involved. And, you know, that's why I say people go into it blind based on, you know, invalid ideologies and movies that they watched. And then it crashes and burns. And it's like, oh man, I didn't, you know, but again, they never had a chance to begin with because nobody kept it real with them in terms of what to look forward to and how much work it was going to be.
You know, it's crazy. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say the same thing, but along the lens of like, there's so many different types of access to information that's helpful, but can also hurt us when it comes to like the concept of marriage. So for instance, on social media, in movies, or just in access to so many different people who have so many different lifestyles, makes you have this Build-A-Bear ideology. Oh, I want this type of, you know, man, this type of woman who's also going to do this, who's also going to do that. Oh, I did also witness this person who did this. You know, relationship goals for me are boom, 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 boom. And then they have all these unrealistic expectations based on how much information we have that may not be valid to what actually works for us. So when I hear someone ask the question, is marriage a lost art? I think the idea that you can find somebody and build a successful relationship that you work for is a lost art. I think it's more so people have aspirations for what they think marriage is going to guarantee them rather than what they're signing up to be responsible for.
And also, no one wants to do the work to get to that point. People think I meet someone and automatically, especially women, I meet someone and automatically we're going to get married. But what are you doing during the dating phase? What are you doing during that? I mean, that's the process where you're going to have to do the most work, unfortunately. Like you're going to have to collect the most data. You're going to have to go through more people than you care to do so in order to find just that one person who is right for you. But most people, when they do meet that person, they're automatically trying to jump to the I do's and not necessarily try to focus on getting to know that person for them but you're trying to basically, you have this ideal of this person. And so now this person, you're going off of the ideal of this person. And so I want to go to the altar. I want to say, I want to be the missus, and not realizing that you actually have to get to know this person to see if they're suitable for you. So people need to slow down a little bit. Slow down, be intentional, but slow down.
And focus less on trying to emulate relationships that you see. That's why I hate seeing relationship goals. I truly hate that, because you're not there day for day. And even if it's your parents or your aunties or your uncles or whatever sister that you see married, you're like, oh, they got a great marriage. People run the dangerous game of trying to emulate that. So you end up, a year and a half into a marriage that's not even based on what y'all two value. That's why the advice I give people in marriage is stop looking around you. Stop looking for stuff to emulate. Like, create your own blueprint. What works for you guys? Like that. What values do y'all have? They values may be doing one thing, and you trying to emulate that with your man. He hate it for real, but he don't want to disappoint you. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna go with it, or vice versa. You're trying to act away, and your girl, because she loves you, she's just kind of going along with it. But she's like, I don't really want to run my marriage that way. So, again, I think is what she's saying is 1,000% right. Take that time to vet that person and realize and understand what it is that they value, and be 100% transparent about what you value. And then y'all build it yourselves. Stop emulating other people's relationships.
You know what's crazy is I once dated this woman where relationship goals was like her thing, right? Trill, you good? Your neck keep falling off your body, man. So here's what happened, right? So she had friends who were dating professional athletes. Okay. So I'd be chilling with her, right? She was happy with me, but at the same time, she was wrapped up in like this social media lifestyle. So like, she would send me snippets of videos of her girlfriends who are dating, one was dating somebody from the Celtics, Boston Celtics. So there's videos of, he bought her a Range Rover. She's like, baby, look. And I'm just like, why are you showing this to me? Right? So, and that was, not that there was any like intimidation or anything like that. It was just one of those things like, why do you care so much what they're doing in their relationship? You're like, seriously, you know what I mean? So that was one of the things that I experienced personally, to your point. So